So do you also use Zoho Form to collect the details of your leads? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to create or update a SendGrid contact on Zoho Forms submission. So with here I'm running a real estate agency and we collect the details of our potential clients or our leads with the help of Zoho Forms. So now what I want is that as soon as we receive the details of our lead with the help of Zoho Forms, automatically with the help of the same lead details, a new contact should be created or updated in my SendGrid account too, so that we can create targeted email marketing campaigns for all of these leads. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Zoho Forms and SendGrid. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this automation for your business and convert your potential clients into your paying clients? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this tutorial, I'll show you how to automatically create or update a contact in SendGrid whenever a new form submission is received from Zoho Forms. This automation ensures that your email marketing list stays up to date in real time without manual effort. So whether you are collecting leads, customer inquiries or newsletter signups, integration between Zoho Forms and SendGrid helps you to streamline your communication and improve your engagement. So follow along as I guide you through the complete setup. And to get started, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy, and as soon as we are going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of stars free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm just going to click on this sign in. And as soon as we are going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm just going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we're going to click on this access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this blue button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create or update SendGrid contact on Zoho Forms submission. Zoho Forms to SendGrid, and then we simply have to click on this blue button which says create. And as soon as we're going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. So trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow will run. All right, trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger, and that's the reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we simply have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm just going to select it as Zoho Forms. So I'm just going to search for Zoho Forms over here, and as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically, trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So here what I want is that as soon as a new form submission is made in my Zoho Forms, automatically my workflow should be triggered or started. So I'm just going to select my trigger event as new form submitted. And as soon as we're going to do so, it is giving me a webhook URL. And we are going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Zoho Forms and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. So what we are going to do is simply I'm just going to copy this webhook URL right from here and then follow this help text, and it is saying log into your Zoho Forms account, go to the existing form you want to integrate and click on edit, visit integrations webhooks and then configure webhook, enable the webhook status. Alright, so we're going to do the same. I'm just going to put my Zoho Forms, and now from here we have to go towards the form I want to integrate with my workflow. So over here, as you can see that I've created multiple forms, and if you want to create a new form, you can go towards this new form button and create your own. But I'm just going to use one from this only, which is this. this prime property inquiry form. So I'm just going to go towards edit of this form as mentioned in my help text. And now from here we have to go towards this integrations tab. And after coming over here towards the integrations tab, we are going to scroll and look for webhooks in the left side of the bar and go towards the webhook section. So as you can see, the webhook status for my account is already enabled because I've previously connected webhook URL with my Zoho Forms, alright. So if it is not enabled in your case, you can switch it on right from here. And after switching it on, you have to simply paste the webhook URL which we copied from our workflow right over here in the webhook URL field. And then for the content type, you have to select application/JSON right from here. And then for the authorization type, you have to select journal. Alright, now you have to give the payload parameters. I've already given it. It is really easy. You just have to enter the field's name right over here and select the parameters. We're going to move on forward. You can see that now after doing all of this, you can move on forward and click on this save button right from here. And yes, you can see saved. So yes, with this, we have successfully added our webhook URL right over here in our Zoho Forms account. And with this, we have successfully created a connection between our Zoho Forms and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response. And in the notes, it is saying do a test submission/record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So what we have to do is, I'm just going to put my Zoho Forms account once again. And yes, this is the form which we connected right now with our workflow, right? So I'm just going to go towards this access form right from here in order to do the test submission. Alright, so I'm just going to enter my details right over here. Let's say that for the first name, I'm just going to keep it as demo, last name as user. You can see the phone number and the email address. It is saying type of the property you are interested in. So let's say that I'm just going to select it as commercial and click on this submit. And yes, you can see thank you for your response. Your response has been submitted. So yes, with this, Zoho Forms has sent the details of a test submission to our workflow. And yes, over here you can see that Pabbly has captured the response. You can see all the details are exactly the same. You can see the first name, the last name, the phone number, the type of property and the email which we entered. So yes, with this, we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what will happen is that as soon as a new form is submitted in my Zoho Forms account, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered and Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same. Alright, so we're going to move on towards our action step. For my action step, what we are going to do is, I want to create or update SendGrid contact on Zoho Forms submission. So for my action application, I'm just going to select it as SendGrid. So I'm just going to search for SendGrid over here. And as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And now for the action event, we are selecting it as add or update a contact and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your SendGrid account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection and now it is asking me for the token. And to enter this token, we have to follow this help text. It is saying to get the API key, visit the settings, API keys, create API keys, choose full access and click on create. Alright, we are going to follow the same. I'm just going to open my SendGrid account and now from here we have to go towards the settings tab. So I'm just going to go towards the left side of the bar and towards the settings. Now from here we have to go towards this API keys right from here. Alright, so I'm just going to go towards the API keys. And yes, over here you can see all the API keys that I've already created. But I'm just going to create a new. For that, I'm just going to click on this create API key. And now it is asking me for the key name. So let's say that I'm just going to name this key as Zoho Forms, alright, because I want to integrate SendGrid with Zoho Forms. So I've simply named this API key as Zoho Forms. And we're going to give the full access right over here and click on create and view. And as soon as we're going to do so, yes, you can see over here is my API key. So I'm just going to copy this API key and then we have to simply click on this done. And now after doing this, we are going to open our workflow and we are going to paste that same API key right over here in our workflow. And now after pasting this API key, we simply have to click on this save. And as soon as we're going to click on this save, yes, with this, we have successfully connected our SendGrid account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me for the list. In which list do I want to add these is lead details received from Zoho Forms. So over here you have to select the list of your choice you want to create this automation for. I'm just going to select my list as new leads. Alright, now after selecting the list as new leads, we're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the email. So it is saying enter the email address here. Alright, so we have to enter the email address right over here, which will create a new contact in our SendGrid account. So we're going to enter the same email address which we received in the response of our previous step, which is Zoho Forms. As you can see that this is the email address received. So I'm just going to enter this same email address right over here in my SendGrid account. But we are not going to enter it manually or by copy pasting it like this, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Zoho Forms as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details automatically, my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so I'm just going to map the email right over here from the response of my Zoho Forms. And now it is asking me for the alternate email. So if you wish, you can definitely add alternative email also. But this is not the required field, so I'm just going to leave it as blank and map the first name. So I'm just going to look for first name and map demo. Over here, we are just going to map the last name too, which is user. Alright, we're going to move on forward. You can see that now again it is asking me for many another details. So I'm only going to map the details which are required or the details I wish to enter. So as you can see that I've successfully mapped the details which are required, and now I'm just going to move on forward and click on this save and send test request. If you wish, you can definitely fill out the rest of the details too. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully created a new contact in our SendGrid account with the same details. So I'm just going to open my SendGrid account and check for the new contact created. Alright, so I'm just going to open my SendGrid account, and now from here we have to go towards the left side of the bar, towards the marketing, and then towards the contacts. And over here, after coming over here towards the contacts, we are first going to select the list. So as you know that I added the contact in this list which is new leads. So I'm just going to open my list, and yes, over here you can see a new contact has been added. So I'm just going to open it, and yes, over here you can see all the details are exactly the same. You can see the same first name, same last name, the same email, and you can see the same phone number which we entered while creating the contact. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. But I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So I'm just going to open my Zoho Forms once again, and we're going to do another test submission, but this time with the new details. Alright, so let's say that for the first name, I'm just going to keep it as test, last name as user, phone number as this, and now for the email, I'm just going to keep it as testuser55@pabblytudes.com. It is saying type of property. Let's say I'm just going to keep it as rental and click on this submit. And yes, you can see, thank you, your response has been submitted. So now Zoho Forms has sent the details of a test submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, and further created a new contact in our SendGrid account. So I'm just going to open my SendGrid account and check for the new contact created. So I'm just going to open my SendGrid account and go towards the contacts once again. Once again, we are going to select our list, which is new leads. And over here, I'm just going to refresh this list in order to check for the new contact created. And as soon as we're going to refresh it right from here, yes, you can see a new contact has been created. You can see the same details, which is testuser55@pabblytudes.com. You can see the same first name, the same last name, same email, and also the same phone number which we entered. So yes, you can see that within seconds in real time a new contact has been created in our SendGrid account. That too without any manual efforts. We don't have to go back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. This workflow is going to run in backend, and we can just sit back and relax. So yes, now as soon as a new form submission is made in my Zoho Forms, automatically a contact will be created or updated in my SendGrid account. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.